Hey Los Blancos fans, welcome back. Today we've got some absolutely massive updates that will shake the very foundations of our beloved club. We're talking about the end of an era, folks, with Carlo Ancelotti's final squad announcement, Luka, Modric's confirmed departure after 13 incredible years, and some jaw-dropping transfer targets that could cost us over $100 million. But that's not all. We've got exclusive details about who Real Madrid are eyeing as the perfect replacement for Toni Kroos. And trust me, you won't believe some of these names on our radar. Before we dive deep into these game-changing stories, make sure to smash that like button if you're as excited as I am, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. You definitely don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get into it. All right, Los Blancos faithful. Let's start with what might be one of the most emotional moments of this season. Real Madrid have officially unveiled their final matchday squad of the campaign. And yes, you heard that right. This marks Carlo Ancelotti's last dance as our manager. The squad announcement for this weekend's clash against Real Sociedad at our fortress, the Santiago Bernabeu, tells a story of both triumph and heartbreak. This isn't just any ordinary La Liga fixture. It's Game Week 38, the final curtain call for what has been, let's be honest, a hugely underwhelming campaign by our usual sky-high standards. Now here's where it gets interesting. Both clubs will be saying goodbye to their respective managers this summer. While we're bidding farewell to Ancelotti, Real Sociedad will also be parting ways with Imanol. It's like a managerial farewell tour, but with Champions League implications still hanging in the balance. But let's talk about the squad itself, because the injury list reads like a medical emergency report. We're still without Ferland Mendy, Eduardo Camavinga, and Rodrigo, three absolutely crucial players who have been battling various fitness issues. And just this week, we lost another piece of our puzzle when young Brazilian sensation Endrick was ruled out with injury. The timing couldn't be worse, folks. Here we are trying to end the season on a high note, and we're missing some of our most dynamic players. Mendy's absence means we're still scrambling for consistent left-back options, while Camavinga's missing energy in midfield has been felt throughout this challenging campaign. However, there is one massive piece of good news that should have every Madridista jumping out of their seats. Vinicius Jr. is back. Our Brazilian wizard returns for the final day of the season, and his presence alone could be the difference between ending this campaign with a whimper or a roar. This squad announcement symbolizes so much more than just team selection. It represents the end of Ancelotti's second stint with Real Madrid, a period that brought us European glory, but also some unexpected domestic struggles. As we prepare for this final match, the question on everyone's mind is, can Ancelotti's men deliver one last magical performance before the curtain falls? Now let's talk about what might be the most significant departure in Real Madrid history since Cristiano Ronaldo left for Juventus. Luka Modric, our Croatian magician, officially announced on Thursday that he'll be leaving the club after an absolutely phenomenal 13-year journey that has redefined what it means to be a Real Madrid legend. Think about this for a moment. 28 club trophies in 13 years. That's more than 2 trophies per season on average. From his arrival from Tottenham Hotspur to becoming the heartbeat of our midfield, Modric has been nothing short of extraordinary. But here's where it gets really exciting for transfer enthusiasts. According to reliable sources at AS, Real Madrid have already compiled a short list of potential replacements, and the names on this list will blow your mind. First up, we have Alexis McAllister from Liverpool. Now this is where things get financially interesting. The Argentine midfielder, who just helped Liverpool secure the Premier League title this season, has a contract at Anfield until 2028. We're talking about a player who's at the peak of his powers, but prizing him away from Jurgen Klopp's setup won't come cheap. Industry insiders suggest we'd need to shell out at least $70–80 million to even get Liverpool to the negotiating table. But wait, it gets even more expensive. Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez is also on our radar, and this is where the numbers become absolutely staggering. We're looking at a potential 9-figure sum, that's over $100 million, for the Argentine midfielder, who has been impressive despite Chelsea's inconsistent performances this season. However, the crown jewel of our midfield targets has to be Manchester City's Rodri. The Ballon d'Or winner has captured the attention of our sporting directors, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. This man has been the engine of City's success, dictating tempo and breaking up play with the kind of intelligence that made Modric such a special player for us. The challenge with Rodri? He's currently dealing with an injury layoff, which makes this potential transfer even more complex. Plus, convincing Manchester City to sell their most important player will require not just money, but probably some serious diplomatic negotiations. We're talking about a player who Pep Guardiola considers absolutely irreplaceable. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the timing. With Modric leaving and the team's midfield looking vulnerable throughout this season, the pressure is on our management to make the right choice. This isn't just about replacing a player, it's about finding someone who can carry the creative burden that Modric has shouldered for over a decade. The question every Madridista is asking: which of these elite midfielders will don the famous white jersey next season? And more importantly, are we prepared to break the bank to secure the right replacement for our Croatian maestro? Speaking of midfield departures, let's address the elephant in the room that has been haunting us all season: the retirement of Toni Kroos and our failure to adequately replace the German maestro. Here's the brutal truth that every Real Madrid fan needs to hear. The decision not to sign a direct replacement for Kroos has backfired spectacularly. Our midfield has collapsed like a house of cards in crucial matches this season, and it's become painfully obvious that we desperately need a new orchestrator in the center of the park. But here's where things get exciting. Under incoming manager Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid are actively seeking that immediate impact player who can bring structure and rhythm back to our midfield. And according to reliable reports from Marca, we might have found our man. Enter Vitinha, the 60 million rated PSG superstar, who our technical team considers the closest stylistic match to Toni Kroos currently available in world football. This 25-year-old Portuguese international is exactly what we need: someone who can dictate tempo, break defensive lines with both passing and dribbling, contribute in the final third, and work tirelessly off the ball. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Vitinha is considered by far the most difficult target to land on our entire transfer wish list. Why? He's absolutely vital to Luis Enrique's setup at Parc des Princes, and he just signed a new long-term contract until 2029 this past February. PSG won't let him go without a fight, and we're probably looking at a fee that could easily exceed 80-90 million. The alternative options aren't exactly budget-friendly either. We're also monitoring Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea. Yes, the same player on our Modric replacement list, which shows just how versatile and valuable he's considered. Then there's Rodri from Manchester City, who appears on both our midfield target lists, and Tijani Reinders from AC Milan, who's been quietly impressive in Serie A. What's fascinating is how these transfer targets overlap. It suggests our scouting department has identified a specific profile of midfielder: technical, physically robust, and capable of playing multiple positions. This isn't just about replacing individual players, it's about completely restructuring our midfield philosophy. The big question remains: will Florentino Perez and the board authorize the massive expenditure needed to secure these elite talents? Let me break down what these developments really mean for Real Madrid's future, because there's a bigger picture here that goes beyond individual transfers. First, the simultaneous departure of Modric and the continued absence of an adequate Kroos replacement creates an unprecedented midfield vacuum. We're not just losing players, we're losing over 25 years of combined experience and football intelligence. The financial commitment required is staggering. Between McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Rodri, and Vitinha, we're looking at potential expenditures exceeding $300 million for midfield reinforcements alone. This level of investment suggests the board recognizes the severity of our current midfield crisis. But here's the strategic insight. Targeting players like Vitinha and Rodri isn't just about replacing what we've lost. It's about evolving our playing style. These players offer a more dynamic, box-to-box presence compared to the pure playmaking roles of Modric and Kroos. The real challenge will be integrating these new signings with existing talents like Jude Bellingham and, potentially, returning players like Camavinga. Success won't just be measured by individual performances, but by how quickly this new midfield core can develop the chemistry that made our previous generation so special. And there you have it, Los Blancos faithful, a complete breakdown of Real Madrid's end-of-season drama and the massive changes coming to the Santiago Bernabeu. To recap, we're saying goodbye to Carlo Ancelotti and the legendary Luka Modric, while desperately searching for world-class replacements for both Modric and Toni Kroos. With targets like Vitinha, Rodri, McAllister, and Enzo Fernandez on our radar, we're potentially looking at transfer expenditures that could reshape European football. The final match against Real Sociedad marks the end of an era, but it might also be the beginning of something spectacular. With players like these potentially joining our ranks, next season could see Real Madrid return to the summit of world football. What do you think about these potential signings? Are we making the right moves, or should we be targeting different players? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Don't forget to smash that like button if this video helped you understand Real Madrid's transfer strategy, and subscribe for more exclusive updates as this summer transfer window unfolds. That's all for today. Please leave your comments below and hit the like button. Thank you for watching.